So, first night shift. It shouldn't be too hard. Fresh air. This job is paying off already. Clock looks broken, but it's woke me up to my shift. Interesting. They have only one tune for all their facilities. Good one, though. Still feels awesome to have water all day without schedule. It's better to save it, though. This bathroom is about the size of my apartments in Bright City, and I would be locked there for months now. I'd better keep this job. I don't need the lights while I'm gone. The place seemed creepy when I arrived, so I locked the door. The keys should be around somewhere. Crappy memory, but at least I'm well organized. It's locked. Hey Jasper, what's with the moody atmosphere? Great talk as always. Thanks for keeping the keys safe, Jasper. I'd say Jasper's creepy if I haven't seen the day shifts workers. Being able to just walk around while everyone's on lockdown is cheering me up. Hey Jasper, checking in from Grand Rock Motel. Look out to see me outside if you want to. I knew you don't. Smell of old leather, gas, and alcohol. Yep, I love this car. I'll call you Christine from now on. So, today I need to find a wyvern somewhere and lure her to the lighthouse on a silent peak. They told me to use satellite towers. Sounds fun. I don't know you, Clark, but I'm grateful music can save my day. Or night, actually. Also, I hope you left your booze somewhere. I might need it. Remember, it's not a video game. Arrow points to the north and not towards my target. Station. If I call Jasper from a phone booth, this will become evacuation points instead of a bathroom. If I stuck somewhere, or when I stuck. Hey Jasper, checking in from the gas station near the Woodland Plains. Thanks for listening. Good luck to anyone who expects actual gas station services here. They said Wyvern likes the bridge near the Woodland Plains. Maybe I should check there. Beautiful. I hope she's not hungry. She probably flew to another bridge. At least it's the right direction to the Silent Peak. Is this Jasper's house? No way. Hey Jasper, check in from the river house. Cute place for a weekend. Kidding.
Let's go back tonight to another time, the time of King George III of England. But our story tonight is not of monarchy, it's the story of an ordinary man by the name of Samuel Jones, who had the extraordinary profession of state executioner. Tonight's Lights Out presents another psychological drama, a play in which the principal part is taken...
Jasper, I'm stuck. I need evacuation.
But by his thoughts. The voice you are about to hear is that of the thoughts of one.
That's some Close Encounters shit. I wasn't ready for it, but I definitely like it.
He sits alone in a dismal room, and these are his thoughts. I want to be dead, dead, dead. Do you feel anything when you're dead? Are you hungry? Are you cold? Are you tired when you're dead? No? When I'm dead, I've had peace, peace. I've got to have peace, kill myself. Yes, bullet in my heart. The pain. I don't like pain, but it can't hurt. They say it doesn't hurt, only hanging hurts. I know it does. I've seen their faces when they cut them down, purple, black. I've seen their faces when the mask came off and there's pain in them, pain that twists their faces, grinds their teeth, and gives them living hell until at last they die. That's why I've got to use this pistol to kill myself. I can't stand pain. All I want is peace. Peace. It's getting late. I better do it quick before they get here. I ran much faster than they.
Why the spotlights on the train is still on? It's clearly not moving anywhere. Well, okay, not my business.
Why should they blame me? I only did my duty.
Hey Jasper, checking in from the bar near the Forgotten train. I feel chills around here. Something about this place.
Yes, Your Worship.
Never mind.
What makes you think you can do this work?
Oh, I just know, Your Worship. I know all about hanging, sir. Everything there is to know.
Well...
hemp ropes, that's for hemp rope, but each rope's got to be fresh and new for every job, and you've got to keep it soap-stoned and always in a cool, dry place.
Well, you do know something about it.
Oh, yes, sir. Then there's the short drop and the long drop. The long drop's better, sir. I know it is.
Eh?
It breaks their neck, sir. Every time it breaks their neck.
All right. I'll give you your chance. We're having a hanging here tomorrow. I'll let you do it. If all goes well, I'll recommend you to the prison board. If all goes well.
All did go well. Why not? And there I was, executioner for His Majesty. 5 guineas a broken neck. 777 hangings in 20 years. 777 broken necks, and mine the hand that sprung the trap. 777 times. And now the hand's got a pistol in it. When they reach here, when they knock on that door, I'll press the trigger, and so I won't have to face them. None of them. 777 broken necks, and no one knew that I was the man who did it. Not even she knew it. Ellen, my own wife, not even she. I met her, married her, and she didn't know.
Is it her at the top of the bridge?
Infernal day, that middling fool nosing around.
It's the sheriff. I'm telling you, Mrs. Jones, it's God's judge. No, there must be some mistake. No mistake at all, Mrs. Jones. No mistake at all. My husband tells me. And he never makes mistakes. Not my husband. What did you say? State executioner. You know your husband's it. Or don't you know?
Please, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look here. Don't you know what your husband does?
You mean the business he's in?
Business. Aye, hanging's a business.
Hanging?
Hanging on a rope.
But what has Samuel to do with those?
Mrs. Jones, are you saying
Probably
you
see
don't know
only
that
blue
Samuel's
light.
the hangsman?
My spotlight is pointless here.
Oh, I'm crazy, am I? Well, he's the hangsman, and no mistake about it.
He's not.
And I tell
He's
you...
not. He's not. Get out of here. Get out. Get out.
Oh, no, you don't have to be. Well, here he is. Asking yourself.
Oh, Sam.
What's going on, Jasper? What's the matter?
I remember hiking around these satellite dishes with my dad. He told me they're space related, but it's probably something to deal with Titans. Who was supposed to walk these stairs? Titans? The view from up here is quite nice. I wonder why they never allow anyone to go near these structures. I have never seen the high bridge from this angle. I guess not a lot of people have this opportunity. We never came this close. There were patrols around. So there is enough power for only one tower to work, and the Wyvern is short-sighted. I need to lead only the closest one to her, one at a time. Just a few towers left. The switch is on the other side? God damn it, who designed that? Woodville's sign somehow always cuts through the fog, just perfect for the travelers to find it. Sadly, no travelers in this area for many years. It's a good observation point to judge the terrible Woodville entrance crossroad. Decades ago it has been damaged by a mudslide, and still here we are. One step closer to home. When the weather is good, I can see this tower from my apartment in Bright City. I even saw the light once. Who knows? Maybe it was Clark? One step closer to home. You can smell the ocean from here, but still can't see it most of the time. I wish we had something better than fog or rain for the most part of the year. Good. The Wyvern should be here soon. One step closer to home. Coast Guard boats can be seen from here. Funny enough, since I was a kid I only saw it there, at the river's delta. Not a lot of coast guarding around here, I suppose. Unusual view on our defeated corruption monument, but I'd prefer not to see it at all. Just a few towers left. This was considered art in the old days, and our taxes are still spent on maintaining this. I wish we could hear the ocean in Bright City as good as here. Pretty sad to leave on the coast and hear only this stupid city noise all the time. Good, the Wyvern should be here soon. The silent peak. A lot of bad memories around here. Now I should switch it off, so she can see the lighthouse. After all these years, Silent Peak Lighthouse still makes me feel uneasy. I know it's irrational, but I can't do anything about it. Or won't? It's done. The Wyvern will fly home now, and no one would be scared of her in the morning. I'm awesome! And I can finally return to Grind Rock to sleep. When I was 10, we were hiking with my best friend Lucy on the cliffs around the lighthouse. At some point she saw something, probably the beam of light, and stepped off the trail. Her memorial should be still here. My parents take care of it after her mom died. I haven't been visiting Lily's memorial since I left Woodville. And now I'm here because of my job. It feels weird. A lamppost in the middle of nowhere. I hope Aslan is around somewhere. Hey Jasper, checking in from the Silent Peak. This phone booth in the middle of nowhere is a bit creepy. But what's normal anyway? My great-grandma was buried at this old graveyard. Peaceful place. Woodville. My parents still live here. This place was half dead since I was a child. It seems lockdown took almost no effect here. Roads here were damaged since the incident when I was 9. Still, you can't drink coffee in a car while driving here. Oh, that's another gas station. Hey Jasper, checking in from the gas station outside of Woodville. Doing good. Thanks for asking. Nothing here. Maybe later I can find something useful lying around.
Here before you alone. And yet, I assure you, 120 million of my countrymen are with me here in spirit. For many years, our national policy has been to mind our own business and to keep our powder dry. That was an excellent policy when nations were at each other's throats. But today, I stand here to tell you that we have renounced this policy. We have renounced it because we have outgrown such beliefs, even as nations have outgrown the belief that the only manner in which to settle disputes is by force. As a mature people, we reach out beyond the oceans which surround us and say to all of you, we are as you. You are...
Hey Jasper, checking in from the gas station near the oil fields. Good for you can't feel the smell.
We join in this great international movement without fear, without reservation. United we stand, all of us, forever.
Attention, please! Attention! The moment is almost at hand for the final signature on this historic document. A closing word by the representative of another great people, Harold Conley. Viva Shapeshifting! What is a noble work. I now bring you this word as a representative of my people. For many years, my people have walked as one, perhaps out ahead of one, regimented in the belief that we must work together, would believe together. Some of the things we have believed, I stand here to tell you have been false. It has taken many years of leadership, but now we know they are false. There is in the blood no right of leadership. Leadership is not in the blood. It is in the
So Grand Rock Motel is actually standing on a big rock. How trivial.
Of all mankind.
Windlands plains, they produce most of the energy for Woodville and Bright City. But I remember frequent shutdowns this time of the year. I wonder, was it because of Titans?
Many days. All of us are weary and anxious, I am certain, to return to our native home. So now, let us, without further delay, turn to our final task, the happy one of ratifying this great international treaty which forevermore removes all barriers between nations, which makes of us the United Nations of the world, joined together for all eternity in common brotherhood, in everlasting peace. Our vote will be by acclamation. All those in favor of this great covenant will rise.
Finally, I can rest. Still feels awesome to have water all day without schedule. It's better to save it though. Clock looks broken, but it's woke me up to my shift. Interesting. I don't need the lights while I'm gone. Hey Jasper, do you have a mail? Oh cool. I wonder who talks to me first, Jasper or Christine. I personally place my bets on a card. I don't want to talk about it. So today my task is to find Vulcan Titans. My 9-year-old self wouldn't believe. This wasn't here yesterday. I need to find another road. Jasper, checking in from the gas station outside of Woodville. Doing good. Thanks for asking. Nothing here. Maybe later I can find something useful lying around. Woodville. My parents still live here. Roads here were damaged since the incident when I was 9. Still, you can't drink coffee in a car while driving here. My parents' house stays back to back to the church. Closest to God, as my mom used to say. Mom? Dad? Oh, they must be following the lockdown restrictions. It's forbidden to react to any outside noise or voices. Another time then.
The National Broadcasting Company presents Lights Out, a summer revival of the famous series which many of our listeners will remember. Tonight's story, the 8th and the last in its series, is called The Signal.
This place was half dead since I was a child. It seems lockdown took almost no effect here.
This is the witching hour. The hour when dogs howl and evil is let loose on the sleeping world. Sit in the dark now and listen to Lights Out.
Hello, below there!
I was calling to a man who stood beside a railroad track at the bottom of a deep and rocky ravine. One would have thought that, considering the nature of the ground...
They said these titans don't like bright light in their eyes.
but
I can
instead he
totally
turned and
relate.
looked down the railroad line. I called again.
Hello, below there!
Because the terrible glare of the setting sun was in my eyes, I put my left arm across my face and waved to him with my right.
Why the spotlight on a train is still on?
And I saw in his face
It's
an
clearly not
expression of
moving
intense
anywhere.
horror.
Well, okay, not my
He
business.
regarded me fixedly without moving. I shouted,
Is there a path by which I can come down and speak to you?
He continued to stare at me. Gradually, the expression of horror seemed to pass from his face, leaving it a gray, empty mask. When he spoke, his voice seemed to come from a grave.
Why do you wish to speak? No reason. Just want to talk. You have no reason. Please go on your way. Well, I do have a reason. Let me come down and talk to you.
He motioned with his little rolled-up flag to a narrow path, about 200 yards distant, which descended the rocky wall of the ravine. I carefully made my way down it.
I wonder what would happen if I failed to drive them off.
Extremely deep and unusually
Are they a
precipitous.
threat to someone,
The man
or
supposed bottom
are we a
as
threat to
solitary
them?
and dismal a place as I'd ever seen. I could see the railroad tracks running into a dark, gloomy tunnel at one end of it.
Windlands plains, they produce most of the energy for Woodville and Bright City. But I remember frequent shutdowns this time of the year.
So much
I
cold
wonder,
wind
was it because of
rushed through
Titans?
that it struck chill into me, as though I'd left the mortal world. Hello, I'm afraid I'm intruding.
Well,
I'd better explain. You see, I'm a reporter for the London Times. You know the Times.
yes, I know the Times.
But I'm a new man. I was assigned to do a series of stories on people who work at little...
Man, they're really big. It's even a bit scary to light them in the eyes. What if they become angry?
Well, I thought, here is a story.
That's the reason that brought you down here.
Yes. Perhaps I'd better ask you a few questions, hadn't I? For instance, How far down are we? I've never seen anything quite like this before. Just hitch over here. Is that considered deep for railroad cutting?
Deepest in the country.
15 And how long is the tunnel?
3/4 of a mile.
I see. And that red signal light in front of the tunnel, is that part of your job? I mean, do you have to see that it stays lighted all the time?
That was easy. Now another one.
No. That it is.
Don't I know? So, you've been staring at me ever since I called you. Staring as though I were something to be afraid of. I'm just a newspaper reporter, that's all.
Thought I'd seen you before.
Seen me? But where?
There. By that signal light.
But I've never been here before. The part of London I've never visited. No, you may be sure of that.
Perhaps I may. Yes, I'm sure I may. I beg your pardon for being so unfriendly. It's just that... Well, I made a mistake.
That's all right. I shouldn't have come down, I suppose. After I saw this unusual ravine in the tunnel and your job down here, I felt I had to come down and talk to you.
I think I'm glad you did. I have very little company. This is a world here different from other men's worlds.
I can believe that. May I ask, what exactly is the nature of your job? I mean, besides keeping the signal light burning and flagging the trains, what do you have to do?
Not very much. I operate the telegraph in my hut over there. Turn this iron handle now and then. That's all.
And you're down here all the time?
Yes.
Don't you ever get a chance to take a few minutes off? Get up there and top? In the sunlight?
Very seldom. I can't leave the telegraph. By the way, I have a fire in my signal house. Wouldn't you like to come in and warm yourself?
Indeed I would. This wind cuts right through me.
We'll hurry along. There. This will be better. Yes. I just put a little more wood on the fire. Poke it down.
How do you stand that wind? I'm about frozen.
I've been here 8 or 9 years, maybe 10. I'm used to the wind. Never changes. Here, take this chair close to the fire.
Thank you. Tell me, don't you ever feel cut off from the world? Almost as though you were marooned and isolated down here?
Yes, I do. This is a world in itself, down here. It's as wide as the tunnel is, and as high. Those are the boundaries of my world. For 1 hour, sometimes less, the sunlight falls into it, and at night I see the bright stars, as other men do. But that is all our two worlds hold in common.
But why did you ever take such a job?
Because oh, excuse me, a message. 6:15, Roxborough, 10 minutes late. Received message, all's well.
Do you know, after talking to you, I feel as though I've at last met with a completely contented man.
I believe I used to be so, at one time. But now, I'm worried.
He is massive and so close to Woodville.
About what?
Wait,
I don't know.
so those earthquakes and curfews when I was a child,
Difficult
was
to
that about
explain.
Titans too?
Perhaps I can help you.
I've been thinking of that. You give me some time to think it over. Say until tomorrow night, perhaps then.
You mean you'd like me to come back?
Yes. If it wouldn't
So
be
the
too much
Titans
trouble.
are going back where they
I'll
should be.
here. About the
As my
same
father
time.
said, that seems like a huge problem can have a small
Why can't you tell me
solution.
now?
want
Now
to
I get
think
it.
over in my mind first.
Well, so this car can't work normally with the spotlight on. Good to know. No multitasking for Christine.
Oh, yes, of course.
Don't forget your pad and pencil.
Thank you. Dark, isn't it?
Yes, be careful. Everything gets damp and slippery down here at this time of the night.
I didn't think
52 feet would make such a difference in atmosphere. There's the path, and let me ask one favor of you.
Yes?
When you reach the top, don't call out.
Very well.
And tomorrow when you come, don't call out. Tell me, what made you cry out hello below there tonight?
I don't know. Did I cry something to that effect?
Not to that effect. Those were the very words. I know them well.
I suppose I said them because I saw you below.
With your left hand across your face and your right arm raised.
The sunset was in my eyes.
That was the only reason?
What other reason could I possibly have?
You had no feeling that the words and gesture were conveyed to you in any supernatural way?
No, of course not.
I see. Well, good night then. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes. Yes, tomorrow night. That night I slept poorly. Or rather, I didn't sleep. Because the man's face was constantly before me. And there was something in the eyes of fear, a wordless crying, agony of spirit that fevered my own brain and wouldn't let me rest. All night long I watched the face, and behind it was the sun going down in flames beyond the ravine, and a figure which I recognized as myself, one arm shading the eyes, the other waving, and standing in the ravine and shouting, "Hello, below there!" In the morning, my landlady awakened me. She said I'd been crying out in my sleep all night. Throughout that day, I worked with one eye on the clock, counting the hours until my appointment with the signalman. At last it came. The sun was going down again as I made my way down the path into the dank and unwhirly ravine. He was waiting for me at the bottom of his white light. I didn't call to you, as you asked.
I'm glad you didn't. I was waiting for you. Come along, we're going to the hut and talk.
Instead of fixing the road, close it. What a great solution.
Times during the day I feared you wouldn't.
I promised you.
Yes. I've made up my mind to tell you the story. The whole thing. Sit down.
Thank you.
But before I do, tell me, do you believe that I am in my right mind?
Yes. Yes, I believe that.
All right. Do you remember yesterday evening the fact that I took you for someone else?
Yes.
That's what's troubling me.
The mistake, you mean?
No. There's someone else I took you for.
Who is he?
I don't know.
Does he look like me?
I don't know. I've never seen his face. You see, the left arm is across the face, always. And the right arm is waved violently this way. It's as though he were trying to signal me. For God's sake, clear the way!
Where do you see him?
I may as well start at the beginning. One moonlight night about a year ago, I was sitting here when I heard a voice cry out. It's just as you called last evening. I jumped up and looked out the door and saw this someone else standing by the red light near the tunnel, waving, just as you did last night.
One arm across the face, the other waving toward you?
Yes, the voice seemed hoarse when shouting, and it cried, "Look out! Look out!" And then again, "Hello, below there, look out!" I caught up my lamp, turned it on, and ran toward this figure. "What's wrong?" I said. "What's happened?" Didn't speak. Stood just outside the blackness of the tunnel. I advanced so close upon it that I wondered at its keeping the arms across the eyes. I ran right up to it and had my hand outstretched to pull the arm away when it was gone.
Gone?
Where? I don't know. I ran on into the tunnel, 500 yards maybe. I stopped and held my lamp over my head. And all I saw were the wet stains trickling down the walls. I ran out faster than I run in, searched the area with my light, and then came back here and called Burnham and said the alarm had been given. Anything wrong? They answered, all's well. Disregard alarm message.
Well, don't you suppose you could have imagined seeing him?
Yes, but you forget. I also heard him.
Yes, but listen to the wind whistling through the tunnel. It sounds almost human at times. It's possible to
Well, let me
imagine.
finish. You haven't heard the rest. Within 6 hours after the appearance, 6 hours, mind you, the 2:40 train came through the tunnel, slowed down and stopped. The engineer signaled me and I hurried up to the gate. What's the matter?
Don't know. One of the conductors signaled for a stop. Everything all right here?
Yes, just got the all clear signal.
Here comes the conductor now. Hello? What's wrong back there? What did you pull the cord for? Accident. Where's the signalman around here?
That's me.
You have a shack nearby.
Right over there.
What happened, man?
A woman was killed.
Killed? How?
She was passing between the coaches. I suppose she slipped, was caught between the couplings.
But how?
Nobody seems to know, sir. She was...
You can turn them on now.
You have just heard the 8th and the last in the summer series of Lights Out. Tonight's story, Charles Dickens' The Signalman, was adapted for radio by Frederick J. Lipp. Starring in the role of Charles Dickens was Nelson Armstead. The Signalman was played by Herb Butterfield. Others in the cast included Boris Apland, Nathan Davis, and Jess Pugh. And now it's time to turn the lights out for the summer. We've enjoyed bringing you these shows, and if we've managed to send a few chills up and down your spine, well, that's what we set out to do. Beginning next week at this time, be sure to hear the new Judy Canova show, which returns to the air. You'll have the time of your life, so be sure to listen. Lights Out was produced and directed by Albert Cruz.
Finally, I can rest.
NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Another night at the Grand Rock Motel. What a life. Still feels awesome to have water all day without schedule. It's better to save it though. I don't need the lights while I'm gone. Hey Jasper, what are you... Wait, that's something new? I don't want to talk about it. So, flying whale. Just another day at work. Hey Jasper, checking in from the gas station near the oil fields. Good for you can't feel the smell. He's playing with my spotlight. Now I need to escort him to the train. So this car can't work normally with the spotlight on. Good to know. No multitasking for Christine.
Let's go back tonight to another time, the time of King George III of England. But our story tonight is not of monarchy, it's the story of an ordinary man by the name of Samuel Jones, who had the extraordinary profession of state executioner. Tonight's Lights Out presents another psychological drama, a play in which the principal part is taken not for the character himself, by his thoughts. The voice you are about to hear is that of the thoughts of one Samuel Jones, the state executioner for His Majesty George III. He sits alone in a dismal room, and these are his thoughts. I want to be dead, dead, dead. Do you feel anything when you're dead? Are you hungry? Are you cold? Are you tired when you're dead? No? When I'm dead, I've had peace, peace. I've got to have peace, kill myself. Yes, bullet in my heart. The pain. I don't like pain, but it can't hurt. They say it doesn't hurt, only hanging hurts. I know it does. I've seen their faces when they cut them down, purple, black. I've seen their faces when the mask came off and there's pain in them, pain that twists their faces, grinds their teeth, and gives them living hell until at last they die. That's why I've got to use this pistol to kill myself. I can't stand pain. All I want is peace. Peace. It's getting late. I've got to do it quick before they get here. Well, they're much faster than they did, but they'll get here quick enough. I've got to be dead when they come in through that door. They can't bother the dead in their grave. I'll be dead, dead, deep, deep in the grave. Why should they blame me? I only did my duty. Someone's got to be the hangman. Someone's got... That's what he said to me that night. That's what his lordship said to me 20 years ago it was. He said,
Samuel Jones, eh?
Yes, your worship.
makes you think you can do this work?
Oh, I just know, Your Worship. I know all about hanging, sir. Everything there is to know.
Well,
Hemp rope, that's for hemp rope, but each rope's got to be fresh and new for every job, and you've got to keep it soap-stoned and always in a cool, dry place.
well, you do know something about it.
Oh, yes, sir. Then there's a short drop and a long drop. The long drop's better, sir. I know it is.
Eh?
It breaks their necks, sir. Every time it breaks their necks.
All right. I'll give you your chance. We're having a hanging here tomorrow. I'll let you do it. If all goes well, I'll recommend you to the prison board. If all goes well.
All did go well. Why not? And there I was, executioner for His Majesty. 5 guineas a broken neck. 777 hangings in 20 years. 777 broken necks, and mine the hand that sprung the trap. 777 times. And now the hand's got a pistol in it. When they reach here, when they knock on that door, I'll press the trigger, and so I won't have them face them. None of them. 777 broken necks, and no one knew that I was the man who did it. Not even she knew it. Ellen, my own wife, not even she. I met her, married her, and she didn't know. Until that day. Infernal day, that meddling fool nosing around.
It's the truth. I'm telling you, Mrs. Jones. It's God's the judge.
Oh, no, there must be some mistake.
No mistake at all, Mrs. Jones. No mistake at all, my husband tells me. And he never makes mistakes. Not my husband.
What did you say?
State executioner. You know your husband's it. Or don't you know?
Please, I don't know what you're talking about.
Look here. Don't you know what your husband does?
You mean the business he's in?
Business. Aye, hanging's a business.
Hanging?
Hanging. On a rope.
But what has Samuel to do with those?
Mrs. Jones, are you saying you don't know that Samuel's the hangman?
You must be crazy.
Oh, so I'm crazy, am I? Well, he's the hangman. And no mistake about it.
He's not.
And I...
He's not. Get out of here. Get out.
Oh, no, you don't have to be... Well, here he is. Ask him yourself.
Oh, Sam.
What's going on here? What's the matter? What's it, Ellen?
Oh, Sam, this woman.
What about this woman? What?
I'm going to tell the constable.
Oh, Sam, she says...
Says what? What?
All I said was that you were the hangman, as you are.
Get out of here.
Now, just a minute.
Get out. Get out.
All right, I'll go.
Say one more word about me and I'll kill you. You hear me? I'll kill you. Meddling fool. Meddling fool.
Sam.
You shouldn't have talked to her. Why did you listen?
Sam.
Things like that isn't good for me.
Sam, it is true.
Man's got to earn his living.
I'm living from killing.
You're crazy. I don't kill. I don't condemn them.
You kill.
I tell you, I'm not the judge. Oh, now, Ellen.
Touch me, hangman.
All right, that's what I am. Hangman. Yes, hangman. Say it again and again. What do I care? I like being a hangman. You hear me? I like being a hangman.
Oh, no.
Yes, here's something more.
No, Sam.
I like killing.
No.
I like the way they stumble when they walk up the stairs. I like the cold whiteness of their skins when I put the noose around their necks. I like the way everyone looks at me, watches me, and then the crash of the rope stretches. Sometimes their legs kick in the air and you hear them heaving for a little there. They can't get past the tight rope around their necks.
No, Sam, no.
When I was a boy, they strung a man up from a tree just outside
Well,
town.
so this car can't work normally with the spotlight on. Good to know. No multitasking for this.
Someday I'll do that too. Hang them, beagle, make them dance on the air because it's the law. And now I'm doing what I want. Executioner for the crown. And Whalen won't take it a bit. Now come here to me.
No, stay away from me.
Come here.
No, I won't stay with you. I won't, hangman. I won't stay with you. I don't.
I thought she wouldn't leave me, but she did. Ellen left me. I looked all over, couldn't find her. After a while, I didn't care. What's a woman? I had my work. Hanging work. 5 guineas a hanging and gold coins. 5 golden guineas. I like the sound of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought a strong box and kept them there. Every hanging meant 5 more. Paying me, they were for what I like to do. It was funny, very funny. I didn't miss her. No, why should I? I had my work. I got to be good at my work. The cross was good too. They gave me plenty to do. I tried out different ways. I made a hanging machine with springs and sandbags that jerked the man into the air first and then dropped him through a trap. I tried out different ropes and different running nooses. Oh, I got to be good at it in 20 years, real good. Stop. I hear you about to talk. I hear you what you're trying to tell me. I know. There's much time left. They'll be here soon. Let them come, let them come. I'm ready. Pistol in my hand, I'm ready. For the first knock on the door, I won't be here to hear them. I'll have peace and quiet. Whatever they say to me, I won't hear it because I'll be dead. And why should they say it? What's done is done. 777 of them. It was fun because each died different. 700.
With the spotlight switched off, this makes no sense.
It was fun, I tell you, fun. Summer moment. And some went to the gallows crying. Best of all, I like the one that went out crazy scared. Yeah, wait. Yes. The ones that were crazy scared were the best. I like them fine. And 5 guineas just the same for having fun. 5 guineas. Once right at the door, I heard a sound. No. I just imagine no one's knocking. They knock, I press the trigger, they won't get me nothing. 777 at 5 guineas each. Coins that bit into my flesh when I grabbed them tight. Oh, I like the sound. Money, money, yellow money. First, I like the hangings best, and then the money. Then I got to like them both. Watching, eager around the courtrooms, this trial, that trial. Would they hang him? Would they hang her? Would the judge say guilty? If he did, meant hanging another 5 guineas. Oh, I'll watch for business, new business, my business. Hang them up and watch them die. When will they knock on the door? When? Pistol's heavy in my hand. He used the pistol too, they said. KOMA.
It seems he likes the train more than my spotlight. They said to improvise from here. Let's see what's next.
For new business. Hanging business.
Thomas Allen, 20-year-old law student, was charged by the city police with having murdered his sweetheart, Lorraine Hamilton, 19-year-old daughter of Marvin Hamilton. Young Allen denied the charge vigorously. He stated that the girl had sent him a letter in which he told her intention of committing suicide.
That's what it said. He'd murdered a young girl. The minute I read it, I said to myself, saying Jones gives the next one. I could hear the money clicking in my head already. And Tom Allen hanging by his neck. What am I thinking about? Why don't they come and knock on the door and let me get this over with? I need the knocking on the door to give me nerve enough to press the trigger. This waiting.
Wow, the train is actually moving. It has been staying here for years, and now I launched it. That's something to be proud of.
Waited. Going every day for the trial. The prosecutor for the Crown said...
Guilty.
The young man's solicitor said...
Not guilty.
The young man said...
Well, so this car can't work normally with the spotlight. Good to know. No multitasking.
She wrote me a letter. She wrote me a letter. I said, she wrote me a letter.
Yes, that's what he said. She wrote me a letter saying she was killing herself. Where was the letter? Where was the letter? Nobody knew. Couldn't find it. And day after day, sitting there in the courtroom, I could see the news coming close and close. A few days more and he'd be dancing on air. Another 5 guineas in my box. Such a pity, such a handsome young man, strong young man for my rope.
Wait, did the train just crash? I should check it.
I tell you, gentlemen, it is circumstantial evidence and circumstantial evidence alone which has been produced. A weird combination of circumstances have conspired to make it appear.
There was no letter. He didn't have a chance. The promises were held.
hope they won't take this from my salary. The whale went home though, so I can call it a night.
Wouldn't have to think anymore. Knock on the door, I wouldn't have to think. Finger squeeze the trigger, finished piece. I won't have to think. I wouldn't have to think what happened then, what happened after they said the boy was guilty. They put him in a cell. Death cell, the door shut tight. And I stood and watched. They put him in a cell. 5 golden guineas in the cell. A few more weeks and he'd be mine to teach that dancing lesson on thin air. I counted every day until they'd given to me. I peeked along the corridor watching the cell. The warden of the prison said, "Well, Sam, it certainly looks as if you're going to have another customer. I suppose you heard about it. The king refused young Alan's last fee. He hangs in 2 more days. We'll try to make this going as easy as we can. I'd like the lad. Too bad about that letter he says the girl wrote him. So how long was talking about it? We got to do our duty. Oh, by the way, we're going past the cell. Here. You've got it.
Here you are, Jasper, enjoying your night off. Well, one of us still has a whale to escort.
That's the main reason I'm thinking of this necklace. So that you will have some proof that the poison you are finding in me is self-administered. Forgive me. I'm just tired of it.
And it was her name, son. It was her, that girl. When they said he killed, this was the letter. That has been...
Windlands plains, they produce most of the energy for Woodville and Bright City. But I remember frequent shutdowns this time of the year. I wonder, was it because of Titans?
Then, it looks as if we're going to have to go through with it. Now, I want everything done properly and no mistakes. We're going to have a large visitors gallery. Very distinguished people. Hey, and that reminds me, there's been some woman trying to see you all day. Some woman. Don't know who she is, then. Say she's got...
When I wasn't seeing any woman off that night, there was my work to do. See that everything was ready, the rope was ready, everything perfect for a perfect hanging. It grew later and later. I could hear them in the death cell pleading for minister. Stop it, sir. You've got to get the king. He's got to believe that I didn't kill her. I did. Oh, won't anyone believe me? She wrote me a letter. She wrote me a letter in which she said she killed herself. She wrote me a letter, I think. She wrote me a letter. Yes, a letter. But I was in my pocket and Eric was going to stay until it was all over. He couldn't live now. I'd waited too long. It's been such a long time since they'd given me a good, strong neck to hang. They couldn't cheat me now. Last it was the hour. They came for him in hell. They led him down the corridor. Then they were marching up the stairs to the gallows. I was waiting. The rope was in my hand. The boy looked up at me, his lips moved. He said, "I tell you I didn't do it. The letter. Black hood over his head. The letter I didn't kill her. The letter I tell you I didn't do it. What happened?" His heart.
This man is dead.
It was done. This man is dead. 5 golden guineas, the warden said.
Good work, Sam. Broke his neck.
I went out into the street. I was walking home. I felt real good.
Fresh
5
air.
golden guineas.
This job is paying off already.
The woman came up to me and said,
Are you Sam Jones?
"Yes, that's me. What do you
Finally,
want?"
I can rest.
I don't have time to listen to
Oh, is it the rainy season already? Great. Still feels awesome to have water all day without schedule. It's better to save it though. I don't need the lights while I'm gone. Today my job is to get a giant Kraken away from Bright City. Well, medieval maps and drawings were right about something. Kraken doesn't react to light for some reason and should be casted away with alarm sirens. I hope my ears will still be intact after that. Towers at the sea line are probably signal towers with the sirens, and the one near the road is a control tower. The ghost ship of Bright City. It was drifting all around the sea since I was a teen, until the fishermen found it on the beach after another lockdown ended 2 years ago. I lived in Bright City for years, but never went to the sea. Now I can see what I missed. First siren is ready, now the second one. It's a lame way to park your trailer. I hope the owner is alright though. Anyway, I need to find my way to the top. Should I slide from the control tower? Oh man. Both sirens are ready. Now I need to pull the switch on the control tower. Wait, I heard this siren from my apartment in Bright City every once in a while. Now I know what it meant. What's he doing? I have no instructions for this. Wait, what? What happened? How did I end up here? I need to check in with Jasper. What? This is mental. What should I do now? We'll think about it in the car.
Are you okay?
What the... Christine? I must have hit my head too hard.
It's okay. I'm just here to help. Can't be a silent observer anymore.
Well, okay, whatever. Can't be too surprised after flying whales and other stuff. But still, I don't know what to do now.
Can I suggest some options for you?
Sure, go ahead.
You can go back to Bright City and continue to live your life in your apartment as you were living in it before. Independent and alone.
I see the appeal of it now. Yeah.
Or you can visit your parents in Woodville. They surely will host you for a while until you get it together.
Sounds reasonable too.
Or you can spend some time with Jasper if you know where he lives. He wouldn't mind, I'm sure.
I can picture myself there for a few weeks, sure.
Or finally, we can go to the Iron Coast together and figure it out while watching the ocean.
Unexpected, but interesting.
It's your choice, so drive wherever it feels right.
Okay, it's time to decide and go somewhere. Oh, that's probably a trail left by Kraken. Thankfully, we walked east, past Woodville. Something is going to change in handling Titans after this incident. I've got no job, but do have a talking car and a lot of time to figure out my life. Not the worst starting point, if you'd ask me.
We'll manage. world.
Okay, it's time to decide and go somewhere. Back to my normal life. No more weird stuff. Bye, Christine. I'll go on my own from here. Okay, it's time to decide and go somewhere. Jasper, are you okay? I'd like to hang out here for some time. Just say no if you're against it. Okay, it's time to decide and go somewhere. Mom? Dad? It's me. I have so much to tell you. Am I dreaming? Jasper doesn't strike me as a let's play game type. Anyway, the first one-eyed pumpkin is just across the street. It seems Jasper has something else on his mind, not just entertaining me with his pumpkin hunt. Lucy lived here. Nobody moved into this house after her mom died. I guess it's a creepy place for modern kids now. An old Woodville cemetery. It hasn't been functional for a long time. I guess Windmill's keeper was the last one buried here. Actually, they never found the keeper's body, so the coffin was empty. He disappeared from his work post near Windland Plains, and now that place is Jasper's river house. Creepy. So-called Woodville witch lived here. She was a windmill keeper's widow. After his funeral, she never abided the lockdown rules, and we often would hear her walking around and laughing hysterically. Once during another lockdown, her house was caught on fire somehow. No one dared to go outside and help, so Lucy, her mom and I went to check on her the next night when the restrictions were lifted. We found her house ruined, with only her self-portrait still hanging on the wall. And it's still there. No one would steal the painting, fearing the old witch's curse. So we started searching for a Woodville witch. This was her favorite spot when the weather was good. She would listen to her favorite radio show and wave to the cars passing by. But her chair was empty, so we went further into the black woods. A weeping willow. People hanged themselves here during the Depression, and we were afraid Woodville Witch would do the same. But we found only some strange light bulb up on the tree, and it still works 20 years later. This is the old stables, built by a windmill keeper when he and his wife were happy diner owners. After they lost it, all horses have been sold to Bright City Mayor, and stables remained empty ever since. We thought Woodville Witch would go here after her house burned, but we found only a patch of her hair hanging on the south entrance. We were pretty much lost at this point, but then saw the lights of the diner. Woodville Witch and her husband owned it when they were young, but it was abandoned for years, so we decided to check it. The diner was a delightful place before the Bright City Mayor pushed the road's renovation plan, and the district took the diner from its owners to demolish it and make a wider highway. The diner's owner lost his income and became a windmills keeper, but the mayor was put behind bars for the corruption and his renovation plan never went through, so we still have bumpy roads and abandoned diner. We were pretty sure we saw some figure running south from the diner demolished wall, so we went there to check it. To celebrate his road renovation plan, Bright City Mayor planted this rare exotic tree, but it withered the same year he was condemned. So new authorities had the lights installed here to make it a symbol of defeated corruption. Weird, if you ask me. When we stepped away from the lights, we saw a figure running across the beach to the ocean. I'm sure it was a man, but that makes no sense, so we went after. We didn't find anyone that night, but on the other day Woodville Witch's clothes were washed ashore here, so she was declared dead, and another empty coffin was buried in the old cemetery, now for the last time.